What up, fam? Still on this long weekday walk with these bugs flying all in my face. There's some questions that I get a lot, whether it's in workshops, client sessions, teaching a class, or whatever. And a lot of it has to do with how we manage ourselves, right? Like, so we managing time, like we're trying to be diligent about our time and find other ways to use planners and calendars to organize our time, which is executive functioning. But then a lot of folks who are ADHD have a real struggle with that, self included, right? And so some of the pieces with that is you'll get other folks who are like, yeah, I understand life's not about our feelings. It's not about feelings. We got to move forward. We got to push through this. What does that mean when we say that? We have feelings and emotions for a reason, but we consistently try to disregard them, try to push them away, to only be objective and pragmatic. The way that I see it, being purely pragmatic about a situation is just as bad, if not worse, as being purely emotional about a situation. The idea is that we get a balance between those two things, that we can understand. We need to understand the facts, the logic, the pragmatism of the situation. But our emotions are important. We're organic beings. We have emotions for a reason, y'all. A lot of life is about our feelings, right? It's not only about our feelings, but it is about our feelings. And so for folks who are ADHD, what a lot of people don't realize is the relationship to bipolar is really, really close, right? There's not a lot different about those two. There's some nuances and some subtleties, but the biggest, the most prominent difference is for bipolar, those extreme highs, that mania, right? And those extreme lows, those depressive cycles, those are not triggered by anything. They just happen. That's like one of the key tells with bipolar disorder, right? But with ADHD, we have mania and we have depressive cycles because our brain needs more stimulus. Our brain is not producing enough dopamine, and dopamine is that pleasure center, part of that pleasure center, right? So we're seeking pleasure and we don't get enough of it, we get depressed. We get a lot of it, or we know it's coming, right? Or something makes us full of energy, then we go into this mania mode, right? Go into hyper-focus mode. But when we deplete those resources that we have, we can be in these depressive cycles. That's why getting on a consistent routine is really important for ADHD folks. That's why I've been walking so frequently, trying to manage myself better, trying to have better sleep hygiene. So what that means is feelings and emotions are really important, right? They're incredibly important for folks who are ADHD. They're important for everyone, but they're really important for us. So we actually do need to manage our emotions. And when we met, oh my gosh, I done slapped myself. I don't know if that was a fly, spider, what, man, something like crawled on me, made that noise, boom. Oh man, whoo. All right. Like I said, I don't edit these. That's part of me getting over my perfectionism, right? So y'all just got a lot of little fun outtakes in these videos. I guess one day I'll do a little highlight reel of all the little outtakes that I've had. So anyway, look, the point is managing your feelings, your emotions actually is really important for a lot of us. If I solely focus on managing my time, I ignore managing my emotions. And those ADHD cycles that I have, those bipolar cycles that I have, I mean, they're almost the same thing. They can take over. I can get out of balance a lot easier because I'm not checking the first thing that's incredibly prominent in my life, the thing that's dysregulated me the most. So a lot of us, we need to focus on our emotions, how to get our emotions in check. Getting some physical activity seems to be really good for ADHD folks. That's another reason why I'm walking right? Paying attention to the diet. It does impact things some. It's not like the most important thing there is, but diet's important. Obviously, that's the fuel that our body needs. So I try to be mindful about how much time I spend on social media. Decent job of what I'm eating, not anything crazy. I mean, I still eat a lot of junk sometimes, right? Some physical activity, but having a routine, having a loose routine, doesn't have to be strictly followed. And that'll help to regulate those emotions. Talk a lot about anxiety and depression. Some low doses, some medication can help as well. You should ask your physician, psychologist, counselor about that. Now, while I am a licensed clinical professional, I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not telling folks what to do. I have my own issues. I'm just giving some advice, some feedback, some things that I've pulled from things that I've read, studies, as well as clients that I've worked with, as well as my own life. So those emotions are important. We need some activity, whether it's walking, whether it's running, whether it's, I don't know, something else. couldn't think at the moment. I had a brain freeze. Look, the important thing is, y'all, we just got to keep trying. We got to help folks understand and accept what's going on, but we can't make them do that. But I encourage everyone to read up, to listen, to look inward, and to remember that you're doing really well. You're doing good. Keep walking.